Welcome back, everybody. We have one last thing that we need to do for our API, which is, if we look at our data at the moment, let's think about how we're going to use it from Unity. We are going to use this to return data about the level that we're currently looking at. So if we're on, let's say, level 3, or we have a level 2. If we're on level 2 and we only want to look where players were positioned in level 2. If we're looking at where the enemies were spotting players, where the players got spotted by the enemy, we would only want to be looking at that for level 2. We also want to be able to break that down by looking at by level version, because we have level version 1, level version 2. If we release our game into the wild and we notice that everyone stops playing at level 2, we look at the analytics and see that they were all being spotted by, I think it was Mr. X was our level 2 man.
Yes, probably.
If everyone's being spotted by Mr. X, then we say, well, something might be wrong here. We should adjust the pathway of Mr. X, of that enemy, and then release a new version out into the wild, have more people download and play it, and then notice that we check the analytics again. Hey, they're not being spotted by Mr. X anymore, but we need to be able to split our analytics by level version as well.
Yep.
So, to do that, we essentially need to be able to make all of our methods take in a string level name and a string of level version. So let's add this to all of our methods first, and then think, where are we going to get this data from? Level name is going to come from Unity itself, because you're the analyst looking at it, and you go, I am currently on level 2.
Yes.
So it should pick the level name directly out of Unity. The level version, though, we need to give the analyst the ability to pick level version 1, level version 2, or all.
Okay.
So to do this, let's pick on by distance. Just pick it on you arbitrarily, and I'm going to take all of this guy's code, and I'm going to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to call this one public JSON results. You think I would have copied the method name as well, but no. Get level versions. It's going to take in a string of level name. And that can go there. If your code's all over the place sometimes, press Control-K, Control-D, and it'll reposition and space everything out, which is really nice.
We have that?
You didn't know about this one?
You know all the hotkeys.
This one. Have you seen this?
I mean, I know that... okay, that's pretty handy.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright. So, Control-K, Control-D, realign everything. If we have this, we want to be able to put in here where level name is equal to, and a parameter, level name. In this case, I don't want to call it the same thing, so we'll call it name of the level.
Yep.
Space this thing here out a bit more. And we go, cool. So how do we get Dapper to recognize this parameter and pass in a value into that parameter and make it a dynamic query for us, which also gets us around our SQL injection. So, hooray. We add in a new field into our method, and it says here, I'm looking for an object param equal to null. So we can say, it's because it's just a regular object, we can pass in new.
Yeah, new anonymous object.
New anonymous
object. It's got no types. It's got no name, sorry.
Absolutely correct. I should have been more specific on that one. Thank you very much, Nick.
That's all right.
We can say name of the level is equal to, hey, we have this input parameter called level name. So if we bring that into our parameters area, now our SQL query is going to go, I'm looking for where level name is equal to name of the level. Then over here, the next part says, go ahead and find the parameter called name of the level inside of the SQL query, and replace it with the value that has been assigned to the parameter.
Nice.
Which is quite handy. Alright, so now we don't want all of this stuff in there. We can get rid of that. And we now have... Nick, what was that class that we created before? I can't remember the name of it.
I think we called it level details.
Why am I asking you? It's on the screen in the Solution Explorer.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Silly me. Anyway, so we're bringing in level details over here, which if we... Whoa. I didn't know that's how it did that.
That is... It's not MySQL.
It's not MySQL.
Workspace.
No.
Bench.
Workbench. It's not MS SQL. Anyway, all right, cool. So we can pass in a type of level details, which if we look in this one, which we created in the first video of making this API, you know what? We made this class for the intro to MVC.
Yes.
So if you
If
you skip the intro to MVC video, that is where we made this class, public class level details.
Yep.
All it has is level name and level version, which happens to coincide nicely with this particular get level versions, level name, level version.
Nice.
So let's quickly try this out. Loading. Whoops, don't need that one. Home, get level. Hey, you can see where we did some testing here. Get level versions, level name equal to level 2. Run it, and it's going to say that it doesn't exist.
Huh?
Get level versions. We're on the home controller. Must have had a typo in that last little URL there.
Hey.
There we go. Cool.
Nice.
So now we can see level 2 is got all of these things. But we go, hang on, I don't want all of these because there's going to be a lot of events in there.
Distinct.
We need a distinct. Whoops. Distinct. Press play. Now go back and try that again. Look, they're both loading. Whoa, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Come on, Jason. Oh, the other one won.
Yeah, it sort of makes sense.
It does make sense. It's supposed to be sequential in an order, aren't they? So level name has level 2, and the version
levels.
is
Sweet.
2 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we go, great, that works. That is all happy, hunky-dory, hooray. How do we now take this style and apply it to our other methods here, which also need to be using a level name and a level version? So let's think about this one. I probably should run that again just to show you something. If you don't specify the level name, you take it out, the default of a string is empty white space.
Yes.
So it's the query for this becomes, let's just quickly space this guy out and put this here and take this into MySQL. This becomes that. And we run it and we should get
nothing.
So if we come up here, we see we get nothing. So we can use this style to our advantage. And say, so if we put in a question mark and a level name is equal to level, make a typo in there, and it goes, it's still got nothing because level space 2 doesn't exist. I pressed stop before I pressed, no. Don't know why that crashed, gonna move on with life.
It's probably fine.
What we want to do is adjust these guys so it takes in something. If we have a level name, then we have to have a level name.
Yeah.
Level version. If we don't pass in a level version, then we want it to just get everything. Whereas if we do pass in a level version, then we want it to get data just relating to that level.
Yes.
So we can do this by putting our parameters in here. No, sorry, we have to do it differently. We can't put our parameters just straight in here because if we pass in a level version, then we have to use a level version. If we didn't use anything, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So we do it like this. Boom, 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 boom. What am I looking for? I am going to split out our SQL. So we have been using our SQL just by putting it in straight away. It's actually a string, so we can come up here and go string. The SQL query is equal to the lovely string that we have put in there. We can put in our first where clause. There must be a level name.
Yeah.
Level name is equal to name of the level. And then we can also pass in we can create a parameter object because this is looking for the SQL query, and then the next one is just an anonymous object with no type. We can create our own object up here. We can call it
parameters.
Object parameters.
Yeah.
SQL parameters.
Yeah. SQL parameters. SQL params.
SQL params.
Yep.
Cool. And we can say is equal to new, as we just saw before with the get level versions. We can just put this in there. Like, nice and simple. New name of level equal to level name.
Sweet.
So let's just put that there.
Mm-hmm.
Great, so that is our initial thing. If we put our SQL params, so we've got connection.open, and then we're getting the data, connection query, player path by time, the SQL query, SQL params. This is exactly the same thing as what we had before.
Sweet.
But what we want to do is also be able to optionally pass in the level version. If someone gives us level version, then we need to adjust our SQL query to have it.
Yep.
So we do that by saying if string dot is null or white space level version, because the default of not passing it in is an empty string. That should be a not. Whoops. Then we can say if someone does pass in a level version, it is not empty.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can say the SQL query plus equal to and now you'll note that I put a space just there. That's because if you don't put in the space, then it's going to put directly here and
it's going to be
and it'll yell at you.
Gonna work.
So and what are we calling this one? Level version is equal to at version
of the level
of
keeping it consistent.
Level. Oh yeah. That finishes that, and then we can say, you know what? We can't actually just go SQL params.add.
Yeah, which would be nice, but
it would be nice, but all we've got is these, so we have to recreate it. Whoops. Paste and put in here at version of the level.
Yep.
Is equal to level version.
And get rid of the object keyword.
Yes. Whoa, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
So now we have set up our SQL query and our SQL params. If there's a level version, then we'll incorporate it into the query and we'll add its parameter. If we don't have it, then it's okay. So this becomes our new style of method.
Cool.
So now we just need to take this method and replicate it everywhere else. Whee!
Yes.
Copy. Copy the first one. Go into get player spotted. What's up?
The queries are different between each method.
Yep. So
you
this
need
is
to
easy.
we just copy them in.
Paste the whole thing, take the query, get rid of all of this stuff.
I'm getting confused about where we are now.
So the first line of all of our things was using var connection.
Cool.
So get rid of that. And that. And what have I done? I'm going to go back and start again. I'm also confused. Alright, I'm going to take the full context of get player path by time. I'm going to
put it at the top.
Put it at the top. I was going to go and put a whole bunch of white space.
Yeah. Nice.
Now we can see where we were up to. So I can take this part away, and it was the return JSON that comes with me, and that comes with me, and I take this SQL query comes with me, and we're back up.
Oh, yep.
Now we're back to the query that we copy pasted, put the new query in, and actually we just need to go from the from, because that where clause is now a part of our new query.
Oh yes. Sweet beans.
So hooray! Okay, so another way that we could do that whole thing is to take this whole method. Whoops. Give me the method. Got it. Come here. Instead of putting a whole bunch of white space, just get rid of all of it so that we keep the new query. This way might be a bit easier to read and follow along with.
Yep.
Okay, so if we paste the method body in there, scroll up, oh, there's our method, our SQL query that's yelling at us because it shouldn't be there.
Yep. Cool.
And now just to the from. Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
One more time, just for fun. Because I like deleting method bodies. One more time. Keep saying one more time until I'm done. Nick, have you had that point in your life when you realize how much of an impact your parents have had on your personality? Like you go, wow, I sound like my mum, or I sound like my dad when I say that.
No, I'm not there yet.
No?
But it is weird because I look very much like my dad did when he was my age.
Ah.
So I look at pictures and I'm like,
I don't remember that.
I haven't had to go that far. I was just doing my mum's chant in my head of filling in time. All right, so that is all of our methods now up to date to say we have the same query. We just have this we have the same method body. We just have this adjusted where clause over the end of everything.
Yes.
So what we should do before we say we're done is test it. I hope this works. It's going to work fine, everybody.
It'll
It's
be
fine.
fine. We could have. I just realised we could have basically turned each of the methods into just a string that we pass into a function.
Into a different function and return that.
Yeah. Oh well.
No. The only thing you can't do about that one is you have to pass in a type to
Make it a generic function.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let's quickly test this out, and if there's time, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go get player path by clicks. If we run it on its own, it says I did not pass in a level, so it should give me nothing.
Yes.
Whereas if I pass in a level name of level 1, you can see where we were doing some testing just before this, we get level name. This is filtering out everything for just level 1, and then
level
we go
2.
And do we have a level 2 for get
I don't know.
by clicks?
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Yes.
We do.
Cool.
Cool. And here we can see we've got a level
and LevelVersion.
Version 1 and 2. So that means we can also go and. So in this case, we did not pass in a version, so it got us all of the different versions because it wasn't actually filtering anything out. Whereas now we can go and. Let's go LevelVersion is equal to 2 because it's all pre-typed out. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And now we can see that we only have level 2s in there.
Sweet.
So that is awesome.
Looks good.
This is working pretty good. Let's quickly just go to... You know what? No, I'm not going to do that because they should all be just the same.
They're all the same.
They're all the same because we copy-pasted the method contents.
Nice.
Great.
Right.
How much time do we have? We're up to 16. Do you think we can do it in 4 minutes? Probably not. Let's do it in the next video.
Yeah, probably not. Let's do it in the next video.
We're going to take Nick's advice in the next video and make this a little bit more generic.
Yeah, just real quick.
See you all in the next video.